Oh, verdammt. Recently, I've got a split keyboard. Since then, I spent the time testing it, getting to know it, and relearning how to type. So I think it's about time for a review of the Moonlander. Quick disclaimer, I am in no way sponsored by ZSA, the producers behind the Moonlander. I bought it myself and everything in this video is my personal opinion only. So, what is it? What makes the Moonlander so special? The Moonlander is a split keyboard, one half for each hand. It is by no means the first split keyboard out there, but I have a feeling that many other split keyboards are addressed to and mostly accessible to tinkerers and hardcore nerds. So the Moonlander, and maybe its precursor, the ergonomic Easy, also made by ZSA, seem to be the first split keyboards intended for a larger market. So since its launch about a year ago, the Moonlander sold over 31,000 times, so here's the data to back up my theory, and one of those is mine. And the intention of split keyboards is to provide a more ergonomic feel and writing position, since regular keyboards feel a little cramped and cause you to round your shoulders forward and the hand position doesn't really feel optimal. So it's also ortholinear, which means all the keys are in straight columns instead of a staggered position like on regular keyboards. I have to say at $365 it's definitely not cheap. What makes it special is the big range of customization and all the accessories it comes with. It was delivered to me in this box, which contains a soft traveling case, a forbidden snack, a hex tool to tilt the keyboard, all the cables you need, the keyboard itself, and the keycap and switch puller. The box also points to a link to a short introduction to get started right away. So let's take a look at all the customization options. The customization begins straight on the ZSA website, where you can order the Moonlander. There are two colors available, white and black, two kinds of keycaps, blank and sculpted, or printed but unsculpted. Sculpted in this case means a slight curve along the rows to match the curvature of your hand even better. You can choose between about every key switch I've ever heard of, Cherry, Kyle, you name it. And because there's such a big and ever-growing community behind this keyboard, there are so many accessories available. Some of them can be 3D printed if you have a printer at home, some are sold by ZSA, and you can, of course, make your own at home. ZSA also sells spare parts, so if anything breaks, if you need new switches, keycaps, other things, you can simply reorder them. I got the white version of the Moonlander with blank keycaps and 10 additional keycaps in black to spice it up a little bit. My switches are the cherry brown, so you're allowed to call me basic for that. Now let's have a look at the hardware. Everything works out of the box. You can even disconnect the right half of the Moonlander and just use the left half with a mouse, which makes it great for gaming. And this option seems to be so popular that I recently launched the Half Moon, which is just the left half with the option to upgrade to full Moonlander later on. So if you want to, you can truly make the Moonlander yours. The keyboard itself offers two ways to be tilted. You can move the thumb cluster up and down and use the little legs to curve the keyboard a little. And although it's recommended to start with a flat Moonlander, I started with a little tilt and I do quite like it. And the tenting legs and the handrests are included with the keyboard, so there's no need to order any extra. And everything is still small enough to fold up into the travel case. The handrests fold up, and even though you need the hex tool to flatten it for traveling, you can pack it up in under a minute. Also, there's a little extra case for the hex tool, so you won't lose it. Now, on to the most exciting part of the customization options in the software. ZSA provides an online tool called Oryx, where you can remap the keys on your keyboard. And there's a default layout already installed on the Moonlander, so you technically don't need to use Oryx. But it provides a huge library of already existing layouts made by the community, which you can clone and customize to your liking. I mostly use my keyboard for three things: writing or coding, gaming, and Blender. You can simply search Oryx for any of those keywords and adjust any of those layouts to your liking. This goes beyond pressing Shift or Control to write a different character. You can also set up macros or assign emojis to a single key or define different behaviors depending on whether you just tap or hold a key. Another feature I really like is the option to customize layers. You can create different layers above one another and toggle between them. For example, I tried to set up a custom layer for Blender with all the shortcuts I need on one half of the keyboard, so I got my right hand to use for the mouse. This is still a work in progress and I'm still fine-tuning this layer, so it's not finished yet. I also added another layer to mimic a numpad, which you can use to quickly type in numbers, which is even more greater because the keyboard is ortholinear and you don't have to slide down the rows, it all matches up, it's perfect. Since the whole keyboard comes with full RGB LEDs, you can also assign custom colors to each key on each layer. Don't worry, there are also different rainbow loops which you can use to showcase your keyboard. And best of all, you can save your layout straight to the keyboard, so you don't need to customize again when you plug it into another computer. Okay, let me say a few words about the training mode. Oryx also provides a training mode which helps you test out new layouts. It offers different modes for different scenarios. You can train to write code, random text from books, or train numbers and special characters. It also offers some insight about where you made the most mistakes and how fast you were compared to previous attempts. Okay, and this is the Moonlander. Let me tell you about my experience in the first 3 weeks. This has been a kind of long introduction, sorry about that, but I wanted to tell you about all the awesome features of the Moonlander. Now, I've been typing on this keyboard for about 2 to 3 weeks and it definitely needs some time to get used to it. Since the key positions are quite different from regular keyboards, I kinda had to relearn how to type completely from the beginning. The thumb cluster was a real pain in the for the first 2 days, and even now most of my mistakes come from hitting the wrong key with my thumbs, just because these 2 fingers are not used to do anything. On regular keyboards you only need to hit spacebar with your thumb, of course. You could customize the Moonlander to only assign the space key to all the thumb keys, so it was not that much of a switch, but I feel this is kind of wasting a lot of the potential. So I stick with a layout which has all kinds of modifier keys in the thumb cluster which are needed for a lot of navigation shortcuts. Not gonna lie, I wanted to throw it out of the window on the first 3 days. So, how much did my typing speed change? Before I got the Moonlander, I benchmarked my typing speed on this website. I'm not the fastest typer out there, but I'd achieved a decent average of around 60 words per minute, with my record being 73 words per minute. Since I got the Moonlander, I dedicated a few minutes each day to do typing training on both Oryx and this website, and I recently hit 75 words per minute, which surpassed my personal best on a regular keyboard. My average is back to where it was 3 weeks ago, but I plan to keep up the training and get even faster, so I guess the Moonlander helped me level up my typing game already. Cheating. I need to admit it, I did not order the Moonlander in white only for the aesthetics. I got the white one because I knew getting used to new layouts would be hard and I wanted a little way to cheat. So I took a pencil and wrote the characters on some of the keys. My goal was of course to not look at my hands for regular typing. That's why I got the blank keycaps. But the thumb cluster and the custom layer for Blender I created disrupt this workflow a little bit. So I think cheating is okay in this case, I guess. One of the main things I like about the Moonlander is the vast possibilities to customize it. You've heard it before. You can customize the hardware, you can customize the layouts, but is it enough? Will it ever be enough? What I really hope for in the future are custom keycaps in more than 2 colors. I really like the design with the minimalistic glowing dash, but more colors would be great. Although the community is really strong and active and already provides a lot, I also hope for customizable keycaps for the thumb cluster, since this red key is only available in red. But there's light on the horizon, all of these are standardized size, so you could possibly swap them with other keycaps, but I haven't yet found a full set designed for the Moonlander or custom key which fits the triangle-ish shape for the red thumb key. Personal layouts. I really love the possibility to share your layouts with the community, although each layout and especially the thumb cluster needs some getting used to, so prepare for that if you plan to get a split keyboard yourself. A bit pricey. Like I said before, the Moonlander is a bit pricey, but by far not the most expensive keyboard I've seen out there. Although shipping is included in the price, keep in mind that you may need to pay import fees like I did. Would I change back to a regular keyboard? I don't think so. Even after 3 weeks with naturally tilted shoulder width apart hands, my arms feel really uncomfortable when switching to a regular keyboard. I believe there's a true health benefit in typing on the Moonlander, so I'm happy I got one and will most likely use it for a very long time. So that's it. These are my thoughts about my new keyboard. Sorry if it turned into an advertisement like right from the start, but I really love it and I wanted to tell you about this crazy thing I found and tried out. So I hope you enjoyed this video, hope you pressed the subscribe and the like button, and hope you will continue to have a nice day. Bye!